All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants with your Week 11 film review. Giants obviously lost this game to the Lions. This week we're doing a little different. We're doing only offense for a couple reasons. One, there was so much passing, the rush, what went bad in the rushing attack. Also, we have a Thanksgiving game, and my brother's getting married this weekend. So, the film review just takes an extra 3.5, 4 hours if I do the defense. So, which I'll watch the defense, but putting together the film review just makes it a lot tougher. So we'll get into it. Offensively, I think in the passing game, I think Mike Kafka called a really good game. We'll see. Like, these concepts are all really good. Like, there wasn't a single passing concept where I'm like, don't like that. Maybe one play. Now in the run game, what they did is, because the Lions give up a lot of QB rushing yards, they just went zone read all day. So the Giants aren't really a zone running team. Like, they run gap. They ran their highest percentage of zone runs this season, and they just tagged it with the read option. They tagged it with some RPO and stuff too. But when you do that, like, the Giants' offensive line isn't great, and Saquon's not the hardest runner in the world. Saquon had some negatives in this game, so we'll get into all of it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. O-line reports out. Quick week. We're turning it around. We got a preview pod out tomorrow and then a game recap the next day. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get into it. Again, we're going chronologically through the offense. And guess what? We're going to start with the first play of the game. We're going to go through a lot of these negative rushing plays. First play of the game. Saquon Barkley tackled in the backfield. How does this happen? Well, it's kind of confusing because you see Lawrence Cager, the tight end, he's blocking the backside. And then you see Wandale on this fake reverse. So he's blocking this as zone. But part of me almost thinks this is duo, where it's just where you're trying to create double teams, because these guys are stepping together. Like, both these two are stepping together. But I also think it's zone, because guess what? Thomas steps left. They run this run blitz, and this defensive lineman crashes in here. And he's kind of expecting Shane Lemieux to be there. Shane Lemieux doesn't have pressure on an outside a threat outside of his shoulder. So I tend to blame this on Shane Lemieux and John Feliciano. Like, Shane Lemieux should be here. Feliciano should not have his shoulders turned all the way this way. He should have his shoulders more square. Should have his head up, not leaning. Be able to recover from this block. And instead, we have two unblocked defenders. And that's not Saquon Barkley's fault. That's not the fault of his shoulder. Next play. Really, really like this play call from Mike Kafka. So we're going to put Wandale in motion. We got some type of zone. And guess what? We're running a concept that the Giants have had a lot of success on, called post wheel. So what is post wheel? You put in the motion. He's going to run the post route over here. Wandale's going to run the wheel route. And this attacks single high coverage, which the Lions are in. So there's just so many options on this. So you run the post wheel, but then you also put Lawrence Cager here in the flats. You just attack the crap out of zone coverage. And then Darius Slayton, you put him on this little over route here. I mean, we've got a buffet of options right here. Like, if they don't run this over with Darius Slayton, you got Wandale Robinson on the wheel route. Like, if this safety comes over, man, like, this is a good, like, he runs this post well. Hell, you could still even throw this if you flatten this route out a little bit, but again, that's not going to happen. And then say everything is covered well, you've got the check down here too, and this is a first down. I mean, I love this play. Like, there's just so many options attacking it. And then you obviously have the play action that sucks these linebackers up. I mean, you got options. We got 1, 2, 3 guys that we can throw at. Jones makes the right read, throws it to Slayton. Nice chunk play on first down. Nice stuff. Next play. So this is the 3rd and 4 where they ran the ball and then went for it on fourth down and ended up getting it. I actually saw Carl Banks talking with somebody about this because like, well, why don't they throw the smoke out here? Because see, watch this. This little smoke out here because you have this safety playing off. You've got the leverage that you want where you can block here, and cushion to where like you throw this to Wandale, you get a quick little first down, which is a good argument. But they also run this later in the game. And then they run read option on this too. And DJ just hands this off. But they come back to this later. I personally don't love running these smokes, and we'll see later in the game when they run it successfully. I just think I hate relying on do or die downs. One, on wide receivers blocking really well. And then two, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Like, we got to get 4 yards. Let's not throw it behind the line of scrimmage like on a play where there's no progressions. You're just throwing it. Let's see it from the other angle. A lot of times where it's questionable whether DJ should hand this ball off or keep it. Again, defensive ends are playing this really well, and there's a way that the Giants run this later that I think they should start spamming with these read options, and I'll let the film show what it is. But he keeps his shoulders square, doesn't sell out on the run. Like, this is the right read for DJ. But at the same time, DJ can also outrun this guy. So if DJ holds this, it'll do well. And he did that later in the game on a fourth down. Not a bad job. The issue, though, is when you hand this off, well, you're running against a stacked box. And guess they have every gap accounted for. You're running zone. And the difference between zone and gap is that there's no trick, there's no like. It's easy for the defensive lineman and the linebackers. It's just play your gap. You don't got to read a pull. You don't have to spill inside. You don't have to make decisions on if you're going to go outside or in. It's very simple. So it allows these guys to play aggressive on this. You end up getting 3 yards out of it. 4th and 1 end up converting. Eventually the open gap is running off of the backside of Andrew Thomas, which Andrew Thomas, thankfully, he's really good. We talked about in the O-line report. He gets a lot of movement on these. But also you have, this guy squeezing it down. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this Giants team running zone like this, because they just get so many. Like you get light boxes here and there, run it like crazy. But with the way they're getting these stacked boxes, I think you should run it with the. You'll see later with the read option tag with the pass. Next play, what do we have? All right, run game. How does this get bad? How does this play go bad? Running inside zone. Everyone's stepping the same way. Well, first of all, Mark Lewinsky gets beat. He's leaning, head down. He just gets beat. That's not good. And then you put Darius Slayton and these wide receivers in these tight splits, these tight formations. Guess what, man? They're not going to be as good at blockers. And there's speed and more space. So he crashes down. And even if Glowinski doesn't get beat, this probably isn't the most successful run. Maybe you put the hand off here, but still I don't think it makes much of a difference. Like, their Saquon can't do anything on that. So now, why would you put the wide receiver as tight a line? Well, when you play action off of it, it helps the wide receiver get to, over here. And we'll actually see that on the interception to Aiden Hutchinson. Also, when you run, outside the tackles, well, guess what? You get Darius Slayton crack blocking here. You put, you pull the center, you pull the tackle, and you got those guys out there without having to deal with wide receivers really blocking corners well. So that's why you do it. But if you're going to have a game where you run almost all zone, I think stay away from those tight alignments. Or at least cheat, when they're on the ball. But then teams pick up on it. All right, next play. What are we doing? 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. This is the first touchdown drive of the game. DJ gets this ball to Matt Breida. Awesome job conversion. DJ's been awesome on 3rd and 8. especially the last 6 games of the year. So I was watching this. I'm like, what is this play? Like, Slayton's running the fade. He's looking like Hodgins is running a clear out, but it's like, what is he running a clear out for? This corner by Wandale. Wandale struggles with press. Hope you get better soon, big dog. So it's like, this isn't really like, this isn't great football. And, you got these guys kept in the block. What I think this is are conversion routes. So we've got pressed up on Darius Slayton. Pressed up on Darius Slayton. This too high safety comes and plays down. So he's got no help over the top. So I think this is a conversion route for Darius Slayton, turning what would be a curl into this fade. Or this double move or what. Or, trying to double move. I don't know exactly. But that's what I think it is. Now, if this safety plays high and Okuda's in this, well, you just can't throw it at that. So I don't know exactly what happened on this. But good job on DJ. This ends up breaking down. Get outside the pocket. Find Breida. We'll see it from the other angle. Great blitz pickup, by the way. Like picking this up. Hudson picks this up. Awesome job. Matt Breida, he's got no way to block. Leak out. Tyree Phillips gets beat. Get in his vision. First down, New York Giants. Good stuff. Good stuff by everybody in the backfield. And then this is the touchdown QB power. We're going to block Lewinsky down. We're going to pull Tyree Phillips. We're going to pull John Feliciano. We're going to crack block with Darius Slayton and Wandale Robinson. We're going to pull Chris Myrick. And Saquon Barkley is going to be the lead blocker. How about that? Chris Myrick guy cannot be stopped. Bam. Deliver a blow. Bam. Keep your feet moving. We got a 2-on-1 here. Touchdown, New York Giants, Daniel Jones. Walk it off. And it wasn't great after that offensively. All right, what do we got? So I was talking about like why they have the tight alignment with the wide receivers. Well, it's to run this type of run play and against these kind of run blitzes. But the run blitz just screws this up. So what happens? You put Lawrence Cager in motion. Put Lawrence Cager in motion. You're going to run crack toss. Kenny Golladay. Crack block on this. They run this run blitz, though, so he jumps inside this gap. That occupies John Feliciano. So he's occupying this gap, and that means Alex Anzalone is flying to the outside, replacing that gap. And they call a good run blitz at the right time. Because this occupies 2 blockers now. Anzalone's already flowing over before the toss even happens. Anzalone is flowing to the spot. Corner plays aggressive on this, fitting up in the run. Doesn't allow Thomas to wrap him around. Now I think Saquon has got to just see that this is all flowing and cut this up earlier. A little too hesitant here. But the Lions played this really well. Next play, what do we got? Read option. Okay, simple. So we got a stack box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the tight end. So every gap isn't accounted for. Tight end goes out on a route. So he's accounted for. So you're running this read option. The end plays it on us. So DJ hands it off. So Anzalone fires into this gap. So Saquon's eyes should be reading 55 here, right? So his vision should be 55. And 55 is coming out here. Fly. Like, finally, they got a stack box, but we've got numbers. Go, go, go. Fly. And he just... This was one of the bad Saquon runs of the day. Just dances. Dances. Even if the linebacker's not here. Like, is your success going to be jumping over Andrew Thomas? You know? And Andrew Thomas got good movement on this anyways, too. You know, it's not like Andrew Thomas got stonewalled and it's like, he's not as far down as I wanted. Like, Anzalone fires down in this. You know that this defensive end is playing this on us. Your eye should immediately go to 55. And as soon as he cheats inside, go. Hit this hard. And instead we do this slowing down. Not a very good run. Next play. What do we have? So this is the way that the Giants run their stick concept. And then also tag it on the backside. So the front side is stick. The way that the Giants run stick, most teams run like a tight end here, the receiver, whatever, or whoever. You run a tight end, little stick route, or a wide receiver, and then you run a flat. The Giants do it a different way. Is that they will obviously have this player running the stick route, this player running the stick route, but they use the running back as the flat. So they get man on it. Now, Anzalone undercuts this, so DJ can't really throw this ball to Cager. This late in round is just a clear out. It's not part of the progression. So, it's not there. Turn your head. What are we running down here? We got Kenny Golladay, Wan'Dale Robinson. They're running essentially slant flat, but a deeper version of it where skinny post out. Where you got this little 5-yard speed out by Wan'Dale. Turns it into a return route, but nonetheless does the job of what it's supposed to do. And then you put Kenny Golladay on the skinny post route. Find the hole. Open. And the crowd went wild. Don't love Kenny Golladay getting bumped up so much, but like, get out of it, turn your head, make the catch. See it from DJ's point of view. So we're reading the stick. Anzalone's playing this underneath, so you're not going to throw this. Turn your head, find the hole, know where your guy's going to be, put it on him. 1st and 20 turns into a 2nd and 5. So this is what I was talking about with the read option and how I would spam it. Well, now, Wan'Dale, this motion, you don't need that. So this is what I was talking about. And this actually happened on remember the first drive of the Monday Night Football game versus the Cowboys? They ran this play. They really haven't ran it much or at all since. I would spam, if you want to run read option, you want to run some zone running, I would spam it like this. So what they do, so we have the read option here, right? But you also run a passing play. So you have a flat, and then this corner, which is like the smash concept, which beats too high coverage, or cover 2. So you run that. So, what does that do? What allows you to use Daniel Jones' speed and allows him to outrun the defensive end while not having to worry about, wide receivers doing a good job of blocking. So, if this player plays it up, well, you throw it quick to Wan'Dale. If this player gets stuck in the mud, well, you throw it to Darius Slayton. And if they play it like they do, you just keep it. Like I would spam that. Again, we're reading the end. He plays it far enough to where DJ feels comfortable holding it. Now, here's the issue on that, is that if you do throw this, like you wait on this, you will get a legal man downfield, and they should have been called for that in the Dallas game. I think the way around that, though, is, in a sense, because these guys are going to be occupied, and you're living on outrunning this guy. Now, 79 for the Detroit Lions is not going to be as fast as Micah Parsons if he's playing that end. I know you say, it's read option. I would take the option out. I would just pre-snap like, all right, this time we're handing it. Or, the read option would be either, the two options would be either DJ or running back run. Obviously you can run a read option. But if Like, to game against that, and I don't think you can run, do that, is I would just be like, hey, block pass. Don't get upfield. Like we are, because guess what? It doesn't matter. And be like, DJ, you're going to hold on to this ball no matter what. You're not handing this ball off, because then you don't get a legal man downfield. And I don't see what's the harm in doing that, because again, these guys are being sucked up by that play action, no matter what happens. So now we have a 3 for 3, 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. You got a 3 for 3. So that's my TED talk on how the Giants can help get their running game back on track. See it from this angle. Next play, what do we have? This next play was Saquon Barkley's worst read of the game. Giants are running duo, which is it's a run play where you're creating as many double teams as possible, and then you're stepping together. You're stepping together to double team. So we got a double here, single block, double here, and then single blocks here. And you're holding on to these blocks as long as you can to the linebacker. And Saquon is reading the Mike linebacker. Now, technically, if this linebacker comes in, crashes down, you bounce this play. But you're finally facing a light box. This is one, I think they had 4 times where they ran versus a light box. So, because you have the 2 safeties high. You got to read that he's filling inside. Like, use your eyes. We've got a crease here. And again, they're walking up into this. Go. Instead, we are stopping, bouncing, realizing the bounce isn't there because you got corner out here, you have a wide receiver blocking, and you end up getting 4 yards because, again, it's one of the only runs versus a light box on the day. But this should have been a 10-yard run. Like, you should press this up here and bam, go. Like, press this up, bring the safety, get a one, maybe at worst you get 7-8 yards, but I think you get more than that. Instead, your longest run of the day is this, 4 yards. So, it's not all on the offensive line. A lot of it is, but Saquon's got to be better too. He's kind of got to play like that guy who played the first 5 of the games where he was putting his shoulder through people. Next play. Oh, this is the Daniel Jones interception. Is it? Yes, it is. So, we got Darius Slayton in those tight splits like we talked about, right? What is that play I love? Post wheel. They run very similar, not the exact same thing because you have Nick Gates in at tight end, so you don't have anybody occupying. But look, we got wheel, post, and then you put Slayton on the over route. But this time the end drops out. So, I'm not really going to try and change people's mind on this because this is a really good play by Aiden Hutchinson. But if DJ holds on to this for another quarter of a second, and he has time, this is a nice chunk play. This is a good play call. We'll see. So look, he's turning his head because it's under center play action. And then by the time he turns his head back now, yes. Is Anzalone moving from over here to here? Yes. But by the time you turn your head, Hutchinson's in the spot of a linebacker. And I know it's clicker, Monday morning quarterback. I'm not killing DJ for this game. Bad some moments, and it sucks that I kind of have a very small margin of error. But I saw people just chalking it like just a great play by Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know. I mean, it is a good play by Hutchinson, no doubt. But I think this was very avoidable. Like, he's right in those peripherals. You should be expecting some type of linebacker there. Just hold on to it for a quarter of a second. You got yourself a nice chunk play. And then Andrew Thomas gets his second tackle of the year. And so over the last 2 seasons, he has 2 sacks allowed and I think 5 tackles. So he has more tackles. And then he's got a touchdown and all that good stuff. All right. Let's pile on DJ a little bit with this next play. Giants are in 13 personnel, 3 tight ends. We're going to run play action. We're going to boot off of it. You're going to put Cager in the flat. Chris Myrick, the GOAT, on this clear out. And then Slayton coming across. Pull the trigger to Slayton. Like, and you know he wants to. Like, watch this little pump. Who's that pump for? I know it ain't for Chris Myrick. I know he knows he's not throwing the ball at Chris Myrick. He's not looking this way trying to get this, guy to pump and you hit Cager. You pull the pump, you pull it down. Linebacker comes flying for you. You got Slayton. You don't got it. This is the line of scrimmage too. Pull the trigger. See from the other angle, he's looking at it. He just doesn't pull it. Like the flat's not there, so now we're working back to Slayton. He's looking dead at him. See that pump fakes gets the linebacker coming down? And the Giants end up with a 3rd and 5, which I don't think they converted. All right, this next play, really love this, even though it didn't work out for the Giants. So it's that dagger concept that we talk about on these all the time. What is a dagger? You have Slayton here. Slayton's the clear out, even though he doesn't do a great job of clearing out. You put Hodgins on this dig, and then you have someone occupying the shallow area right here. So essentially, like you have this guy clearing out, and you got Hodgins. But the Giants tagged on this in a route that Wan'Dale Robinson had a lot of success on Kentucky is these deep overs. Get these deep overs. This safety comes, rotates this way. And we got options here. We can hit this, the Hodgins. We can hit this, the Wan'Dale. But unfortunately, we got Shane Lemieux in our quarterback's lap. Like DJ's reading this. He sees, okay, I got Wan'Dale. I got pressure. You try and escape this, yeah, maybe you get some rushing yards, but you're not hitting the receivers. So you throw the ball under pressure. Could he throw a better ball under pressure? Sure. But I also think he wants to throw that dig to Hodgins over here if he's not under total pressure. Next play. Running dagger again, but a different version of that. So, running dagger, watch. Clear out, dig, and then you get Wan'Dale on this little stick route as a shallow part of it. So, linebacker, they run Tampa 2 coverage. This linebacker is kind of underneath this, so you're probably not going to throw this unless you just have a ton of time. So they tag it on the backside with a smash concept, which beats cover 2. See? And it beats it. So why doesn't Daniel Jones throw this, and why does he decide to scramble? Well, Lions disguise this. Post-snap, they have a single high safety pre-snap. Post-snap, they rotate this safety back, rotate him here, and now they are in Tampa 2. They did a good job disguising it. But you're coming off of this read. DJ just bails on this pocket too early. Hang in here for a half a second before you decide to run. I know it's easier said than done. We got a little hole shot here for Tanner Hudson. Or you throw this check down to Saquon Barkley, not running up and getting smacked and taking a chance of being a fumble because you get hit and throw it behind. You've got a pocket here. You got a clean pocket. You hang in for half a second, pull the trigger on this. So, there was definitely plays left on the field by Daniel Jones. He made a lot of really good plays in this game, and we've went through some and we'll go through some more. But there were a few plays he did leave on the field. All right, what do we have here? So I talked about how they rotate in that cover too. Watch, they're going to do the same thing again on this play. See? Single high safety, but post snap, we are getting into cover two. Cover two. Now this, Danny Jones ends up checking this down. Could have been a big play, but offensive line. So the Giants are running the wave concept that we talk about a lot on this. So you got Galladay on this clear out. And then you have these two players meshing downfield. Right? Now DJ's throwing the check down. If I were... So teams will see this and be like, well, let's just rotate the cover two against them and trust our guys to get home. If I were coaching the Giants and we're preparing and we're trying to clean up this film, I would be like, man, if you see them rotate the cover two post snap, hit this. Now this is not part of the progression. So I don't want people, like, I know people share screenshots and it's like, he's open. He's not part of the progression. But what you can do as a coach is say, hey, if you see them, if you see a team rotate the cover two post snap, hit the alert. Hit the alert. Hit whatever throw is in these sidelines, these little hole shots. Even though this isn't even a hole shot because the safety's so far behind on this. But even then, if you don't get pressure, you're gonna get the ball to Slayton too. Like I know these linebackers are playing with good depth, but I still think you could get this ball to Slayton. But check down, good job by Daniel Jones dealing with the pressure, getting the ball out, salvage the play. Where does the pressure come from? Comes from Mark Lewinsky. And Azudu. Check down. Next play. Really like this play call. Obviously, if you guys watch these film reviews, they run mesh a ton. The Giants, especially on third down. What is mesh? It's where you have this sit route in the middle, and then you have these two players. They will run drag routes, and it's almost like a pick. In fact, the Giants got called for offensive pass interference on that Hodgson's catch on this play call. But teams know you like to run that, right? Teams like to know what you like to do on third and short. Giants like to run mesh. So they play man coverage against it. Looking to sell it out. And let's turn those drag routes into whip routes. By Slayton and Galladay. Man, sit on him. Pop back out. You hit the ball to Slayton. He's got speed. He bobbles it. Seems like he bobbles every pass. Big chunk play. I also think teams are... The first read of mesh is technically the rail route with Saquon Barkley. Teams are just covering this well. I would look to... And they've never thrown this either, too, by the way. I would look to do something off of this. Like, break this back inside. Do something off of it. Just something. Hopefully, maybe that's something they will do. And we'll come back and be like, remember that time when we lost the Lions and no one watched the film review that week, but Bobby said it? That would be cool. What do we got here? All right, so remember that read option play I said I'd spam? Here it is again. 3rd and 4. Smash. Now the Lions play it well. We'll see from this aim. DJ hands it, and this is a 3rd and 4. They're running the ball because they know if they're going for on 4th down. So this is the one issue with it, though, is that if they play man coverage on it really well and this end does a great job, well, then you're screwed. But then you could throw the ball away. DJ ends up keeping it or handing it. Mark Lewinsky gets beat. Matt Parrott doesn't do a great job against the linebacker. And we got a 4th and 5. So 4th down, Daniel Jones is about to throw an interception. Well, it's 4th down. Can't be mad at him. You can. Giants run a drive concept, which they ran a few times. Was a drive concept. Well, you have two guys on the same side. One's going to run a drag. One's going to run a basic route. And then you have Richie James on this like the sit route. I don't know exactly what Richie James is doing besides getting bumped up by everybody. So they got the linebackers playing underneath on this. So linebacker plays underneath on this. You got Cager. You have to clear out here. You got Cager. DJ steps up onto this. And just misses. Floats this. Interception. Couple things on DJ's point. Step up into this. Don't run up into this. Step up into this and fire a fucking bullet. I mean, put it on a line. Put it on a rope. It's 4th down. Put it on a rope. Do not float this ball up and you miss anyways. Put it on a rope. And then I want to critique Lawrence Cager. So you got this inside release on this. Cool. You got man coverage. You're at the 28. No reason for this to float an extra 5 yards. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'd love for someone to tell me. Flatten this out. Flatten this out. Don't make it, because even if DJ does put this on a rope, it's still a bang bang play with him in the safety. So I'm not sitting here saying it's 100% completed if DJ throws this ball more accurate and with more velocity on a line. But if this route is flattened out a little bit and DJ does that, then I'm pretty sure that this ball gets completed. So, interception. Second of the game. It's kind of wild how long DJ's went without an interception. That was actually that week 3 Dallas game. And that wasn't even his fault. Like, he's had one at-fault interception since week 1 until this game. All right, how is another bad run play? How does it happen this play? Matt Parrott. Actually, wait, what is this? Did I took the wrong play? Oh, sorry, it's the end zone angle of the interception. Again, just don't run up, step up into this. But even then, he just missed. Shit. Fuck. Want to talk to you guys about Ridge Wallet before we get into this. And this breakdown was actually brought to you by Ridge Wallet. It holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash, and if you know you're like me, straight cash, homie, you need it. There's over 30 colors and styles. I mean, you go pick your favorite one. My personal favorite is the titanium one. Like that one's pretty dope. Carbon fiber is pretty good, but burnt titanium is my favorite. Their wallets have over 50,000 5-star reviews. That's insane. The durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. Click the link in the description to get it, and you can get a good deal. You can save up to 40%. So click the link in the description. Ridge Wallet. Let's get back into the breakdown. Interception, blah blah blah. All right, Saquon Barkley. Negative play. Whose fault is this? Matt Parrott's. And I actually think Matt Parrott did some good stuff. Definitely some bad stuff. But Glowinski gives you good help. You got to get over on this. And that's a negative Saquon Barkley play. What do we have on this? Oh, so remember I talked about earlier? It's like, throw the smoke screen. They did. Watch here. They throw it to Wandale, and this is a great blocking by the wide receivers. And, we convert a 2nd and 2 to a first down. We get 3 yards. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I'm a fan of it if, like, you have a linebacker or someone covering this, and he's cheating on the run, and he crashes down, then throwing it to keep them honest. But against this, it's not my favorite thing in the world. I'll be honest. Yeah, you get a first down, and it's not even. This was on a 2nd down too. It's not my favorite thing in the world. What is this? So this could have been a big play too. So I don't know. So remember that double move that DJ missed versus the Seahawks? Part of me thinks that this might be what that was. This is like a conversion, option route for Darius Slayton. Like what that is, and then if the corner doesn't bite on it, you turn it into a curl route. So part of me thinks that what it is like if this corner bites on this action right here, or on this little action right here, you just go. And I think that's why DJ stays on this read for a long time, possibly. But if not, they run this drive concept over here again with the drag and then the Indy route. And this time they do it with Saquon Barkley. And boy, oh boy, do we got some freaking space. So if DJ turned his head like a second earlier and like got off of that, again, these safeties read the eyes too, so it's not totally fair. The safety would probably, if he turns his head a second before, the safety comes crashing down on this probably. But you got a nice hole here for Saquon Barkley. Matt Parrott gets beat, pressure. DJ ends up throwing the ball away. If you turn the head now, if it's just like, hey, it's not there, turn. Get off of it. He would have had Saquon Barkley. So I won't fully put that on him because, that's an I don't know. You could put that on him if you want, actually. And then last play of the game, or that we're going through. Great throw by DJ. 3rd and 15. We got our linebackers mugged up, and guess what? We're going to run dagger. Clear out. Dig. Out route. And DJ, man, he's got pressure. Rolls out, plants his feet. It's a hard throw. That is not an easy throw. He puts it on him. See it from the other angle. They loop around. You got pressure. Like you're about to get fucking lit up, DJ. Puts it on him. First down. And then Hodgins fumbled the ball in the next play, and the game was basically over after that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll have a film review out of the Cowboys game, hopefully after a win. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you on the preview pod tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Let's go Big Blue.